Hey guys, Red Baron here with Red Baron Modeling, and I have a final review for the f16 coming up here. So, basically what I've done here, I did this for an f18, but I went out to Michael's, which is a big chain crafting shop, and I bought a f16 and a piece of wood. I thought this piece of wood would make a great base for a diorama. Bought it for the f18, for an f18 that I did. I just bought the f16, just And this is the final, of the f16 here. Two sidewinders. The landing gear looks pretty crappy to me. I need to repaint it, probably. This is the underside. This is the first time I actually used the airbrush. And I basically felt that it was actually it came out pretty well with the airbrush. Other than there were some spots where it kind of oversprayed more than I wanted it to. But yeah, this is the Airshow f16 from Monogram. And being a Monogram kit, it had a crappy interior. Interior is the decals. And something I decided to do to spruce it up a bit was take a A10 pilot, who was also missing an arm. So I took the arm of a P51 pilot, put it on the A10 pilot, and put him inside to make it look like he's getting ready to taxi off down the runway, or down to the runway, and go and kill some terrorists, which are now the things that we're killing, apparently. It is an American plane. Those are from those two barrels that are from a plastic army thing. And I do have to say, this was the first model I used Tamiya Extra Thin on. And thank you to the guys at International Scale Modeler. They told me how to use this properly. Because I was using it completely wrong, apparently. I was putting it on the pieces, then putting it together. Which apparently is supposed to hold the pieces together, then put it on. And put it on, so. While the pieces are together. So, thank you. Thank you for sharing this information. But, let's see, started off with the cockpit. Did it in light gray. Minimum detail. I went with the higher detail seat because it came with two seats, surprisingly. And I think I did some work. I mean, there was one screen where I had to paint. I painted it dull green. At the time, I didn't think of putting a pilot in there. There's a lion on the tail. I do have to say the exhausts were a nightmare to build. Let me just turn the diorama around here. I'm not naming the diorama because the base was supposed to be for something else, and I could just change it out with whatever 1/48 scale thing. Oh yeah, this is a piece of paper that came printed out. I didn't print it. I got it from Scale Reproductions, which is my local hobby shop. And I got it for probably about $10. Not even 10. Like $4 or $5. I don't remember the price. This is the other side. One thing I don't like is the decals being different colors on different sides. This is the one that was supposed to be a Thunderbird, but I didn't paint it like a Thunderbird. I painted it as the second option. And you can see it just wanting to lean back. It does not have a nose weight. I could not get pennies to fit inside the nose, and at the time I didn't have any other thing to weigh it down. Apparently the landing gear was close enough that it distributed the weight quite equally. But yeah, the process of building the model, I assembled everything, I put the decals on, I put it together. It then was to move on to the air intake, got that together. It does not have the air intake fan because it has a hump that goes underneath the pilot, sort of. It's a weird air intake system. Get the upper and lower fuselage halves together. And I think that's about. Get the tail halves together, put that on there. Put the exhaust together, put that together. Put the little f16 316, that little tail fin thing there, put it on. Assemble the gear wells. Then put the doors on, put the gears on, put the missiles on. That's simple. And then for this, what I did was I sanded it down, I sprayed it black, I then used this glue here, actually. Used this glue, just ran it around like that, put that on top, rolled it out, making sure it was smooth, and it is relatively smooth the whole way through. So yeah, update on the F16. Beautiful plane. I just love the F16. I might go with a different company in the scale and maybe just scale it, do a different scale entirely of it. Or to do a more recent tooling of the kit, but it was still a fun build. I would recommend it to maybe the beginner, maybe intermediate people like me. I'm kind of intermediate. I do have to say, it said something about titanium, so I went to my model shop. I asked, well, does anybody, what color would you suggest painting a jet exhaust? I went to several different model shops. I went to Michael's. They didn't have anything because, well, they don't specialize in it. So there's a Hobbytown USA around here. Went down there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about airplanes. Okay, I'll go to a different source. Well, I ended up asking the model railroad person at my CLR Productions, and they said, "Oh, I worked on it. Just use a steel color. Yeah, here I'll show you pictures of mine." And he was a nice guy. I enjoyed the experience, and looking at pictures, it does come out right. Now, weathering, I don't know how to weather jet engines, or else I probably would have weathered it. I don't know exactly how to weather jets in general. Now, I know the Navy jets get pretty beat up, but I don't know about Air Force jets. Navy jets get beat up because they're on the ocean. This would be beaten up because it's in the desert. Actually, I think it's in America. It's an airshow plane. But yeah, before I get hit on copyright because of the music going on in the background, remember to model on.